What's up people, welcome to my channel. I just wrote my OET 4 days ago, so everything is fresh in my mind and I thought it would be nice if I can share with you guys now. So this video will be divided into 6 parts, my preparation timeline. By the way, I'm going to give a free templates for the preparation timeline, so make sure you watch until the end. And also speaking tests, listening tests, reading tests, and also writing tests. And lastly, my personal experience on the test day. So be sure to watch until the end so that you won't miss out any important tips. I spent 4 weeks in preparing OET because I was doing elective in the USA, so I spent 2 hours every day. It is either in the early morning before I went to the hospital or after I came back from the hospital. I spend different amounts of time in different parts. To me, listening and speaking are challenging. Reading is relatively easy for me because I have a basic in English. Other than that, I think because I'm using the right techniques, so I'm going to dissect them at the reading part, so stay tuned. I prepare my speaking using the official free sample test on the website. There are 4 of them in total, so be sure to check them out before the test day because you really want to familiarize yourself with the format. When I was alone or when I was waiting for bus, I would always practice introduction and also the ways to express empathy because I really want to get comfortable with that.
This is how I set my stage. I will start by saying, "Hi, I'm Dr. X. Nice to see you today. How are you?" Then there are 2 possibilities for the patient's response. So if they give you positive response, you can say, "Good, what brought you here today?" If they give negative response like, "I'm exhausted, I'm feeling bad," then you may say, "I'm sorry to hear that. How can I help you?"
Then only I dive into the topic.
I also found some phrases to be extremely versatile. I understand your concern. Don't worry, be rest assured that it is natural to feel anxious. However, be rest assured that thank you for your questions. Do you have other concerns? Do you have questions? The last one is signposting. Just now we talked about diabetes. Would that be okay I share some information regarding its management with you? So this signposting is actually one of the criteria listed on OET speaking test criteria. It would be nice if you can read through the OET criteria so that you know what the examiner is looking for.
I do speak English in my daily life. However, I thought it would be nice if I can speak to a native English speaker just to get used to their accent, their way of saying stuff. So I use a very helpful app called Hello Talk. I use this app to look for Americans or UK people, and then I just chat with them and then ask them if they can be the role of the patients, and I'm so grateful that they say yes. So we just practice like how the test day should be, right? So I just simulate the test day. I give both of us 3 minutes to read the cards and then we have 5 minutes to just go into the topic. For listening, actually I'm very stressed of it because the official listening tests are so challenging for me. So I kind of just break out and I look for more sources to just practice, and it turned out that the actual listening test is not that hard as the official listening test. So my problem is I have a very short attention span, so I just want to train my ability to focus. That's why I'm looking for other sources. I go to this channel to increase my attention span. The part B in this channel is similar to the actual OET listening test. However, the rest are nothing like the real test. For part A, there are blanks to be filled out one after another, which makes it unreasonable for us to catch the later answer. They also test on some random medication which can be challenging at times. The quality of their part C varies, so don't freak out if you score too low here because their part A and C sometimes are harder than the actual listening test. But again, the actual listening tests are not that hard, so I just use this to just increase my attention span and also learn to be more focused. Try to do as good as you can in part A because this is the easiest part and you definitely want to seize the chance. So now I'm going to share 2 important techniques in reading. First, don't read the passage. Go straight to the questions, then look for the relevant passage. This works for part A and part C, and this is going to save you a lot of time. The second is very obvious, but still I want to mention about it because this is important. Skip those questions that you cannot answer and then come back after you have done all the other questions. For reading, I use only the official reading sample test. To me, reading is relatively easy because I have a pretty good basic in reading, so I'm not too worried about it. To prepare OET, it is very important to just customize your time to different parts of the test. So if this is easy for you, then spend less time on them and focus on the improvement of the harder part. I will divide the writing into different parts, how to make full use of official sample writing tests, and also my personal summary of the writing format after doing all their official sample tests. For writing, it is necessary to check out all their writing samples because each of them have different approaches, right? Because there are different situations, so you definitely want to check them out. For example, sometimes it will be an urgent referral and sometimes it will just be a regular referral, so you want to check out the appropriate words you want to use according to the situations. Basically, I simulated the writing test. I will look at the questions, then wrote my own letter without referring to the official suggested answer. Only after I wrote them, then I will go back to the suggested answer and compare the differences. So here I analyze it and also try to imitate the style of the suggested answer. Now I'm going to share my writing formula. So every time I have written the letter, I will check if there are 6 components, which are doctors and the doctor's address, date, dear doctor with their last name, Mr. or Miss patient name, full name, and the date of birth, and the sign off in the end of the letter. I always make sure there are these 6 components. This is how my first paragraph looks like. If it is urgent, I will specifically write down urgent investigation. This is my last paragraph. So if it is urgent, I will add at your earliest convenience. The arrangement of the contents is always an issue of concern here. So for non-urgent situations, you may start your story chronologically from their initial presentation to how the patient presented to you today. However, if it is urgent referral, you may want to rearrange your content. For example, rapid weight loss, sky-high liver enzymes, these are all urgent matters that you would like to put a spotlight on. So it is reasonable to put them forward. In the next paragraph, you can start to write the event chronologically. For past medical history, past surgical history, family history, and also social history, you can include them in the second paragraph before you concluding, or even the second paragraph after you make your short introduction. In summary, for speaking, set up a stage for introductions and also get accustomed to express empathy. And you may use Hello Talk if you want to talk to the native English speaker to get used to their accent and their way of expressing. For listening, you can use the YouTube channel to just increase your attention span and also train you to be more focused. And don't freak out if you find the official listening tests are too hard, because the actual listening test is reasonable to answer. For reading, don't read the passage, go straight to the questions and skip the questions you don't know and come back later. For writing, be sure to check out all the OET writing official tests and also make sure you have 6 components after you write your letter. I wrote OET in the USA because I was doing my rotation in the USA and it is cheaper to take it here compared to my country. I took the OET computer test and I scheduled my speaking test 3 days earlier than my listening, reading and writing test in the center. And when you go to the center, be sure to ask the staff to check the audio before you start the test, because listening test is the first one to test on OET testing. So you really want to make sure the audio is working. Just remember to eat and have some coffee if you need some coffee. And that's pretty much it. Drop a comment below if you have questions or you just want to say hi. I will be happy to help, and give a thumbs up if you find this video is helpful and subscribe maybe. So see you in the next video. See you in my next video. Bye.
The sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun.